Okay, so this is the last part of the last question in the standard level paper. This actually I think is not as bad as the previous part, but there's a little trick, and once you see the trick, it's quite easy. I can imagine in an exam situation, running out of time with a lot of stress. Fair enough, not everyone would see this, but they're basically saying find this area here, and this is the inverse function, and this is the graph of the inverse function. This is the graph of f. And they deliberately take out the line y equals x that they had. They had this line for all the other questions, but they took it out deliberately because, so this is the line y equals x, because they didn't want you to see that it's actually just going to be double this, because, so this area here, this was the area A that we calculated in our the last part of the question. It was 1.51965. 1.51965. But because the graph of the inverse function is symmetrical to the graph of the function in the line y equals x, that means that this area here is actually exactly the same, because it's all symmetrical. This area is exactly the same as this area. So the total area, so the shaded area, is just going to be 2 times this, 2 times 1.51965. And that is, let's just do times 2, 3.03931. 3.03931. This is approximately equal to 3.04. If you did, a lot of people worry about rounding a lot, but you'll get the mark for this, no problem. You'd get the mark for if you just did 1.52 times 2, you'd also get the mark for that. But yeah, for sure, you'd get. Remember, it's always best to go with the kind of less rounded part of the answer until you get to the end, and then you just put down the full thing, or the 6 significant figures, and then go with 3 significant figures. Anyway, that's the last part of the standard level paper. Obviously that was a difficult last question, but yeah, and for HL, certainly not easy. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.